I walk up this hill, and it's hard work walking up this hill. It's kind of steep out here. There's a patch of woodland right at the very top where I always stop and take a breather and I just look at the trees. Looking for squirrels. I'm hoping to see a pine marten because we've got them in the woods now. I'm checking out the jackdaw's nests. I can see the tree creepers and the nuthatches going up and down the trees, and just that little moment of calm. I'm in tune with the seasons. Everything else is gone. Your worries, your money worries, your worrying about the politics of the world, gone. You are actually a part of nature, the whole thing. And I guess that's how it's always been since mankind first existed and had to hunt to catch their dinner. And I'm lucky to be able to do that rather than have to climb that hill, jump in my car and sit in an office all day. I think it would drive me a bit nuts, Off with the boots. After all the rain we've had, try and keep the mud from the house. The great thing about this house is there's an amazing view out of almost every window. That's mind-blowing for me. I grew up on a fairly rough council estate on the east coast in Suffolk and spent my youth there. So to be able to wake up and look out the window and see the sea from almost any window is just brilliant. And then the other wonderful thing about Clovelly is there's no man-made noises here. Occasional sound of a diesel engine chugging away in the bay early in the morning, but that's it. Just the sound of the waves crashing and the leaves in the trees. And we're right in the middle here of an 8-mile stretch of woodland, which is part of the original woodland before we cut the trees down. England was covered in woodland, and this is one of the last remaining pieces of that. So it's really rich in wildlife, which is just perfect for me. I couldn't imagine living anywhere else. In fact, I feel like I was born to live here. Every time I come over the hill and start walking down to the cottage, all the work pressure, all the small day-to-day problems, they just disappear off my shoulder and my blood pressure drops and I come home. Go on up the steep steps, mind the coats. And this room, in many ways, is the most spectacular room here. Certainly got the best views. I don't use it much in the winter time, but in the summer when I have guests, this is where they stay. Fantastic view over the sea there. And I love these old beams. And I've been here a long time now, I don't know, 10, 15 years, and still every time I come up here I bang my head on these beams. This time of year I don't come up here at night because birds roost up here. I guess it's a safe and secure place, but there's a fair bit of cleaning up to do in the spring. You can see the wrens and the robins generally come in and catch the little hibernating butterflies in the woodwork, but I'm okay with that. When I came here, the cottage really needed a revamp, so everything's come with me. Just things I've collected in my lifetime. This is a really old book on falconry, which I'm almost embarrassed to say I stole from the library when I was 15 years old. Lovely old head. And one day, I like my beard like that. Teeny tiny cabinet. I've got some precious things. I just made it myself. And not just here, I've got another one in the kitchen and one up by my bed as well. I'm pirate mad. Clovelly is such a great pirate lair. There's so many pirate stories here that I just had to have a big map, an African crowned eagle. They have kind of an aura about them. I also had to get myself a pirate cutlass, just in case. Oh, I just saw that, and I thought I like that. I've got to have it. I've got to have that. Here, it's all me. It's all me. I've got nobody to say, don't like that, Dave, take it down. It's just,
It's a true man cave.
It's a man cave, yeah. That's a very old photograph of me with the first bird I ever had, age 10. That's a baby starling that I hand reared. That's when I lived in London with my father. But it was my father who encouraged me to keep it for a while and to rear it and to release it. One of the highlights for me in my time in London was this little bird. I do miss that hair though.
Tell me about it. I know.
Oh, I wanted to tell you about this book. This is perhaps the most precious book I have. It's the book that my father bought me when I was 14. This is the book that is responsible for everything in my life. And as the Falcon Her Bells is a line from Shakespeare. As the Falcon Her Bells, written by Phillip, the only professional falconer in the country at that time. And this book really fired me up and made me want to get close to birds and understand birds of prey. For the 50th anniversary of this book, Phillip Glasier's daughter, Jemima Parry-Jones, she wanted to reprint this book. And so she asked falconer artists in this country to contribute a picture each to put in the reprint. I thought I would do a little drawing of this very book with some bells and some feathers and maybe an egg and all the things that are important in my life that this book has led to. And it is the end piece of this 50th anniversary reprint. It's just tiny, but it's a little tiny drawing of that book. So it feels like a big circle for me, and I'm perhaps more proud of that than anything else. If I'd have known this when I was a boy, God, I never thought I'd have eagles and falcons. I used to dream about such things. They were birds of myth and legend. I saw a quote by Anthony Hopkins. He carries a little photograph of himself around when he was a boy, and he takes the photograph out and he says to it every now and again, "You did all right, boy, you did all right." And I feel like that. Coming over, Bones? He likes me to just tickle the top of his head, don't you, mate? He moves through the air slowly, but with grace, you know? So I've got a peregrine falcon here. I'm trying to talk. Do you mind? Thank you. This, of course, is the fastest animal in the whole world. Talk about Eddie now, and he's up here. He is a Chilean blue eagle. This is a bird built to soar. See the way he turns his head round? That's a sign of affection. I like that, don't I? Hey.
Can you remember the first show that you did?
First ever show I did? Oh my God, yeah. That would have been 1991 in Aberdeenshire. My friend Ian was doing the shows there, and I asked if he could perhaps teach me how shows were done, because I was a shy child. So I asked him to show me, and he said, well, we need to just dump you in the deep end. And he just put the microphone on me and said, right, there you go, Dave, there's a crowd. You need to do a show with kestrels. You know about kestrels, don't you? And I said, yeah. He said, well, off you go. And I thought I was going to wet myself. My knees were shaking. I stuttered. I ran out of things to say. I tumbled over my words. It was one of the most scary experiences in my entire life. I was terrified, but it went okay, and my friend Ian came on afterwards and explained to the crowd that was the first show I'd ever done. I was in my 20s at the time, and I got a round of applause, and I loved that. And then I went back on my day off, which just happened to be on my next day, and he said, the way to get you used to these shows, Dave, is to do lots of them, so I want you to do 5 demonstrations today. And by the end of that second day, by the end of that day, I'd done 5 demos with different types of birds, and my knees had stopped shaking. And I didn't think I was going to wet myself anymore. And now I love it. The bigger the crowd, the better now. It's incredible how things change. What makes a really good show for me now? Well, it's this team of birds. I mean, you know, I've put 23 years of effort into these birds. You'd think I'd be bored of it by now, but oh no, I still love it. I still love it, especially when conditions are good and the birds are flying well, because no 2 shows are ever the same. I love it when there are little Teletubby clouds. I like a steady breeze coming in from the south. Sometimes we're all in tune, the birds are flying well, I'm on good form, and I know I've done a good day's work. For me, it's all about educating the children, giving them an insight into the birds of prey, especially the birds of prey we have around here, because here in North Devon we have probably more buzzards and peregrine falcons than anywhere else in the world. When I've got a good breeze from the south and the lawn is warm and the audience is sat down and I've got them in the palm of my hands, I really feel like that's what my job's really all about. For as long as I can do a bird show, I should do bird shows. I get more job satisfaction probably than anybody I know. I'm lucky. I consider myself lucky, you know, every day. I feel like I'm giving a little bit back because my job is about conservation. It's about teaching people the importance of top predators and how the food chain works and how these birds are environmental monitors, and same as sharks in the sea, you know, when they start to disappear, you start looking for a problem. In fact, it was the huge decline of the peregrine falcon that alerted the world to the danger of DDT, the incredible efficient pesticide that we used in the 50s and 60s, which didn't just affect the peregrine, but it was the peregrine which was the early warning, which alerted us to, you know, major issues with this one product. In some parts of the world it's still used, but not around here. And once we stopped using that, and once birds of prey received protection, numbers increased. We have more birds of prey now, or more peregrine falcons, more buzzards than ever before in recorded history. Red kites, biggest, most spectacular kite in the whole world, and they're quite tame. They'll come down into garden for bits of chicken. It's God, I never believed that when I was a kid. You think when something's gone, it's gone. So it's great that we can turn things around. Yeah, love it. And I like to feel like I'm a, you know, tiny part of educating the public about birds of prey. My dad's a scientist, and I think he's struggled his whole life to. My other brothers are quite high-powered, important jobs, and he for a long time thought I'm just playing with birds, you know, just playing with birds. But now my dad's still, I'm lucky enough to have him still with us. So now he's in his 80s, and finally he gets it. Finally he gets it. He comes and stays. He can still manage the hill. But he sees just how joyful my life is with painting in the winter and playing with birds in the summer. And finally, at 83, I think he is, he understands why I do what I do. Instead of going into the city and earning big money, that was never going to be me, really.